Antino's well cleared. 3 lengths in front of the Wayne Wilson and kept going. It's all Antino, and Antino wins again. Antino from second. What a wonderful
Okay,
gallop
welcome
for
to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 282 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group and PlayUp. This week we're going to preview our big team of runners for Saturday's Brisbane Racing Club meeting at Eagle Farm. Morning, Tony. Some really big fields over the 10 race card on Saturday at Doomben. After the meeting at Doomben was abandoned last week due to the track conditions.
Yeah, a lot of rain around early last week, and unfortunately missed Wednesday and Saturday racing in the metropolitan area down here, which was really disappointing. You know, Easter weekend, we'd love to have metropolitan meetings for people to be betting on and for us to get there obviously and race at, but it wasn't to be. We had a big bumper 10 race card yesterday at Doomben at the midweeks. Everyone was pretty knackered at the end of the day. It was a long day, but it was just great to be back, racing on the grass at Doomben. The track race, absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping we can get much more of the same this weekend.
Okay, let's move on to our regular yearling spotlight segment. This week we're going to talk about the King's Legacy Light Mover Grey Colt that we purchased at the Magic Million sale in January for $160,000 in partnership with Australian Bloodstock. This colt is the first crop of outstanding sire King's Legacy, a dual Group 1 winner as a 2-year-old.
Yeah, he was a dual Group 1 winner. He was a beautiful looking horse, King's Legacy. I remember him as a 2-year-old, and Snowden's brought him up here to race in Queensland. He's a really good sort of a horse out of a great family, got a great pedigree behind him, so that always helps, I think, when these stallions go to stud. Obviously his career's beginning all over again. This is his first crop of yearlings. He's a really nice grey colt, this horse. Everyone likes a grey. Yes. I think he's only grey yearling we've bought this year. There's not a whole lot of them out there, and he was just a really nice horse. The King's Legacies were a different breed to look at because he's such a good looking horse. He did throw quite a lot of good looking yearlings, and this bloke was a little bit different being grey. He was a nice bay horse, the stallion, but he was a lovely, relaxed, good moving sort of horse, reared down at Coolmore at a really good farm. So look, I think he ticks a lot of boxes. He was very affordable for the average of the sale there in January. I thought he was really affordable for a first season sire, and that's when I'm buying a first season sire, I don't like to go and buy the sales toppers by those stallions because it is their first cabs off the rank, so to speak, and I love trying to buy those first seasons with a bit of value, and I think that's what we've done here. He's from a good family, this horse, really good, relaxed, good moving horse, broke in beautifully, and obviously by a Group 1 winning 2-year-old, his father, there's no reason he wouldn't be a 2-year-old himself. Okay,
so you think he might have the potential to get up and go early?
Yeah, I do. I don't know whether his father won before Christmas, so there's no reason why he wouldn't, this sort of horse, to get up and going. Just because he's a laid-back, relaxed-looking colt. That's what you want. The early 2-year-olds are not hot, fizzy things. They're horses that actually have that good demeanour that you can get in and train and do something with early. So, yeah, I suspect with his pedigree and the sort of horse he is, there's no reason he wouldn't make a 2-year-old. Okay,
so if you are interested in taking a share in this King's Legacy colt, please get in contact with us at sales@gollanracing.com.au or just drop either one of us an email, me or Tony, and we will happily pass you on some more information. Okay, on to the preview of our runners for Eagle Farm on Saturday. The rail is in the 4.5 metre position. The track is currently a soft 5, with the forecast not looking sensational for the rest of the week, but the track does drain well. We'll just have to see what rain we get on race day.
Yeah, the forecast is a big worry, and particularly missing a meeting at Eagle Farm last Wednesday, that's very unusual for this track. It's got huge, super draining powers. So hopefully Jim and his team have got things back on track, because these tracks have copped a fair barrage over the summer with heat, humidity, and a lot of wet weather, and that's not great for Kikuyu tracks. So I understand the difficulties they're going through. Hopefully they're well forward. The rail's out a little way, 4.5 metres, and hopefully that track's just draining beautifully when that rain does come. It looks pretty ominous, the forecast for the next couple of days. Hopefully they're on the lighter side of the forecast, not the most side. We certainly take what the forecasters say, whether mill-wise, with a grain of salt, because they often get it wrong. But if whatever rain comes, I hope it goes through and we get a really nice track, because that's what this track is designed for, is to drain and race well under these sorts of conditions. Okay,
we will kick off in race 1, which is the benchmark 70 handicap over the 1,000 metres. Devastating is the first horse we'll talk about. 61 kilos, Michael Rod on board, barrier 6 with PlayUp. He's paying $6 to win and $2.25 for the place. Pretty good first up record, and he is first up, and a good record at this track and trip.
Yep, Mr. Consistency around this sort of grade, this grade Glass 3s. He's always thereabouts. He's an honest horse. He's got a beautiful racing pattern, puts himself in a nice forward position, and he's there to finish off. He'll be a bit vulnerable late. he likes good ground probably better than rain affected ground, but it's just, he just needs to sort of go around and get his prep underway. So he'll run. He's fairly adaptable most surfaces, but I just think he favours the better ground more. He'll be competitive no matter the conditions. Am I a touch worried about him just late? Yeah, just a touch.
Okay. Second runner is Hidden Wealth. He also carries 61 kilos. Jimmy Orman on board. He's drawn barrier 15. Victim of the track and the wide draw last start on the much maligned Gold Coast surface. Before that was third at this track and trip.
Wet track won't worry him. Going way better than the price reflects and his form reflects. If we can get the right run off an awkward draw, can run really, really well. Okay.
Third runner is Island Magic. She'll carry 60 kilos. Ryan Millane will be on board. Barrier 11. She's paying $13 to win with PlayUp and $4 for the place. A winner at this trip 3 starts ago. Last start went back from the wide draw and weaved through to finish strongly without really threatening over the 1200.
Oh, I thought she was terrific over 1200 the other day, the way the track played. I thought she was brilliant. I think Lockie's miscued that in his little ride-up for her. Really happy with this mare. One run at Eagle Farm she was poorly ridden upside down, which doesn't suit her. I think Ryan Millane is really the key to her as a jockey. He gets on so well with this mare. I think Eagle Farm will be no issue for her. She's down the box doing a giggle and rain dance at the moment. she just loves wet tracks, and I think she'll run super. She'll be ridden quiet and get a chance to finish off. And this race sets up for her. She's opened up ridiculous odds.
Okay, the fourth runner we'll have in this race is Radiant Remy, 57.5 kilos. Angela Jones rides, barrier 12. With PlayUp, she's paying $9 to win and $3 for the place. First up, with a good first up record of 2 wins from 3 starts, but it is her first time at Eagle Farm.
Eagle Farm won't worry her. Probably needs to go round. If it was really heavy, I'd be nervous with her. If she had one going heavy, she was pretty disappointed at the end of her prep, but soft track forms is fine. So nice go forward mare, ready to kick a prep off, bit like Devastating, and she's just going to be that bit vulnerable late. As she gets into her prep, she'll continue to improve. We saw that with Typhoon Tavi, owned in the race in the same colours yesterday. They just improved for that run, and she'll be probably similar. She'll race well, but with good improvement to come. She's doing great form around her. If you go back to that Boom Talk form, it's brilliant form. So I think all these horses have found their right race. I probably think if the weather forecast comes, we're sitting now, it's hot and sunny, but if the forecast does come, I think over the odds horse, there was 2 of them in the race. I think they're the 2 longest odds, maybe even as Hidden Wealth and Island Magic. They're both going to love the ground. They're both up race fit. Fit horses that handle the rain conditions. I think they're the ones you want to look for on Saturday, and those 2 are my 2 in that race.
Okay. Race 2 is the cutest 2-year-old handicap over 1200 metres. Boomtown Boss will run, 57.5 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride him from barrier 3. With PlayUp, he's paying $5.50 to win and $2.15 for the place. He does make his debut on Saturday with a nice trial win at Doomben 3 weeks ago.
Really nice horse, going super, improved significantly off that trial. Wanted to kick him off in 1,000 last week. Obviously got abandoned. Not sure what conditions he'll love, but he'll go round. He's going super. He'll enjoy having race pressure where they roll along a bit, and he can just be, anywhere 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere in that group, and hit the line. He's an above average horse. I think distance-wise, he'll get out further than 1,200. I think he'll get to 1,400, maybe even run a mile. He's just such a lovely, relaxed animal. He ticks a lot of boxes for me. Very wary of the first starter of David McCombs. I thought a trial brilliant by Pierata, who's doing a great job.
Yes, yeah.
It's probably of the unraced horse. I think our 2 are the 2 there, and obviously there's a few with race experience, which always counts for a lot for the 2-year-olds. But I'm really happy to have this horse racing here at home. I think big track Eagle Farm suit, 1,200, not one issue of fitness. Really happy with him.
Okay, we'll move down to race 3 now, which is the Class 3 plate over the 1,820 metres. 3 runners in this. We'll start with Kokonotsu, 60 kilos. Jimmy Orman on board, barrier 15. Morris with PlayUp is paying $10 to win and $3.30 for the place. He's had 2 wins from 3 starts at this track and trip. Forgive run last start over the mile when not a lot went right for him.
Yeah, nothing at all went right. Caught in the wrong part of the track, just in a really awkward spot. Nothing went right at all, and he still goes through the line late. So blinkers go on. We've adjusted a bit of stuff with his work. I'm really happy with the way the horse is doing. Orman will roll forward. There is a bit of pressure in this race. Happy to roll forward and be up with that, where we'll settle anywhere in the first 5. You'll see a big improvement out to 1,800. Eagle Farm, he can handle a cut in the ground. There's no issue there. Run really, really well. Blinkers, key gear change, worked terrific in him Tuesday.
Okay, second runner we'll talk about is Jetpack Verdi, 58.5 kilos. Michael Rod on board, barrier 14. He's paying $31 with PlayUp to win and $7.50 for the place. Was a good second up for us 12 months ago when he led and almost held on. Was disappointing first up this time over the 1800 metres, but that run would have brought him on fitness-wise.
Yeah, we sat up eyeballing the leader first up 1800, not ideal. He wasn't stopping to the line, he just had no quicken, but he was probably set up to fail the way it played out. With the amount of pressure in this race, we won't know till we see final scratching time with this rain, whatever comes, and whoever decides to do what. I think we can be more versatile the way we ride him. I wouldn't even be surprised if I was a bit conservative on him early this time and just use as another nice conditioning run going forward. He probably lacks the quality to win an 1800 at this grade on a Saturday meeting, but I think once we get up over further, we'll see this horse really come into his own, which that's what we saw the first prep with him. Once he got out past that 2000, he's a lovely, tough staying horse. So we'll just address how we ride him a bit closer to Saturday, depending on weather, but he has improved significantly.
Okay, third runner is Sacred Feeling, 56.5 kilos. Ryan Millane rides, barrier 9. Sacred Feeling is paying $2.30 to win and $1.35 for the place with PlayUp. Third up on Saturday and actually won at this track and trip third up last preparation. She's coming off a good second last start, but was no match for the leader on that occasion.
Lovely mare, working well. Got a sneaky feeling that she likes dry ground better than wet, which is a worry, but it's the right race for her to go around, and I'm happy to try her again on the wet. I thought her second up run was okay. She was up in grade, and they had to go back off a wide rail and very slow run race, and it was sort of set up to fail the way it panned out. I think Eagle Farm 1800 with good pressure on. This race looks ideal for her. It's just a matter of what sort of track we get and will she get through it. But very fit horse, in good order. She's the best horse in the race, so therefore she's certainly on top of mine.
So top of your three Sacred
Yeah, she's the best horse in the race. She's a really nice mare that's destined for better races.
Okay, we'll go down to race 4 now, which is the benchmark 75 handicap over 1300 metres. Star of Chaos will be our runner in this race, 59.5 kilos, Jimmy Orman on board. She's drawn barrier 4 with PlayUp. Star of Chaos is paying $8 to win and $2.80 for the place. She will be much improved for her first up run over the 1200 metres where she finished 10th. Did win second up last preparation over this trip as well. Improved
usually, 1300 will suit. First up run was a big pass mark, the way the race panned out and the way we were ridden off a wide draw. I really like her in this. She's well down in grade. She'll sit right up on speed, anywhere on pace, and tough mare, going terrific. This is an added on extra race. It's tailor-made for her. Okay,
we'll go to race 6 now, which is the 3-year-old quality handicap over 1200 metres. Felix the Scat will run with 55 kilos. Angela Jones will ride Felix from barrier 3. Felix is paying $11 to win and $3.50 for the place with PlayUp. Has a first up win to his name 12 months ago and is nice and fresh for this. He did have the ultimate gear change during his break.
Yeah, he got gelded. I have missed it. I've only had one jump out or trial with him, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm happy to keep him off in the 1200. I'd prefer to have had 2 trials and straight to 7. I have to use this as another one. He'll settle back in the field here. I think it's it's an okay 3-year-old race for him to run well in. I think it's really devoid of absolute stars, and on the trajectory he's on, trying to jump in some young 3-year-old staying races at the start of the carnival. I think it's ideal kick-off point for him. So he's not a lover of really wet ground. He handles soft ground at I think it was Doomben or Eagle Farm when I ran him here in the summer. He handled the soft track quite okay. Now, he'll run no matter the conditions. His chances will just be decreased by a much more wetter track. I just want to see him settle. I want to see him have some aptitude to want to hit the line, and then we'll see how he pulls up from here and we'll step him out in trip.
Okay. We'll jump to race 8 now, which is the open handicap over the 1820 metres. 5th position will run in this. Damien Thornton will ride him with 54 kilos, barrier 20. With PlayUp, he's paying $8.50 to win and $2.90 for the place. Has come on fitness-wise from his first up run where not a lot went right for him over the mile. Drawn the outside gate, but he will appreciate the rise and trip.
Yeah, he will for sure. He'll just go back and he'll blend in, and you just got to ride him up amongst horses and just expose him late. He'll hit the line terrific. He's improved sharply. Fitness-wise, it was there to come. He looked a lot better out of that first up run than he did going into it, and I think he's getting up to the mark. He's a knockout hope at good odds.
Okay, race 9 is the Class 6 handicap over the mile. We have Rising Pacific and that, who's just relieving himself right now. He'll carry 57 kilos with Jimmy Orman on board from barrier 8. With PlayUp, he is paying $7.50 to win and $2.60 for the place. He's another one that will come on fitness-wise after an unplaced first up run. Good second up form over the mile, and his best win was at Eagle Farm over the mile last preparation.
Yeah, he's spot on. He's just drawn a little bit trickier than what I'd like, but I think Jimmy knows him really well, and he's a different horse now to last time. He's just doing things better. I thought his first up run was really good for this sort of race. He comes down in weight of what he carried the other day, and he's a very fit, healthy horse. I think he's one of my better chances on the card, and he's very hard to beat Saturday.
Okay. We'll go right down to the last race now, which is race 10, the Class 6 handicap over 1,200 metres. We have 3 in this. We'll start with Millane. He'll carry 57 kilos. Jim Yorman on board. Barrier 11. He's paying $5 to win and $2 for the place with PlayUp. Did win first up this preparation before of a flat second up run. Was a better run than what his third placing did suggest last start, as you'll probably explain.
Yeah, he swallowed half the Eagle Farm track the other day. He must have raced his mouth open a touch down the back, and that inside part of the track was really breaking up. And when he just pulled up awful out the back, coughing his guts up, which is unusual for him. He would have coughed 30 times, like something was stuck. So we brought him home and scoped him, and he had dirt all down the back of his throat, all down his trachea. So no mucus, no blood, none of the things that we really worry about, but just a whole bunch of dirt right down his windpipe. So it's an unusual thing. You probably don't hear that often. The horses do that, but it's not uncommon when they race with their mouth open, that ajar a touch. He wears a tongue tie, so they can just have their mouth open a touch. And with his head carriage, he just happened to be in a position to swallow a lot of kickback, and unfortunately, it cut his breathing off. So his run was better than what it looked. He's going particularly well. He'll be ridden just back quite from his draw, which he likes to, just get back and settle and hit the line. He can handle wet ground. He's certainly in the right grade. Very hard to beat. Okay, second runner in this race, is Tock Queen. She'll carry 57 kilos. Angela Jones on board. Barrier 7 with PlayUp. She's paying $12 to win and $3.80 for the place. A first start for the winter, whose last start was a creditable midfield finish in the Group 1 Stradbroke. She hasn't had the smoothest of times since that, but did look good in a trial last month. Yeah, she did. Well, the main thing we had a few barrier concerns with. She got back to the races and didn't run, and she's one that wants soft or better. She doesn't want heavy ground, unfortunately. So if it was heavy, I'd have to make a decision on what I do with her. But she's in good order. We've got the barrier antics right. Well, Letitia and the team at Embrook did. They put a lot of work into it, which we're very thankful for. We got her back, trialled her. She was like an angel there. She trialled up really well behind them. There's no doubt she's got a lot of quality. I mean, she ran midfield in the Stradbroke. Tells you, the quality she's got. Think About It was the winner of that Stradbroke, so we know what it's done since. I just won an Everest. So I think she's going really well. Big Track Eagle Farm definitely suits her. Just want to see it get there, do everything right. She'll run well, and then we can start to look at where we go with her in the carnival. I think she's a possibility for a silk stocking, pretty early up in the carnival. So I really want to get some black type with her this winter. Okay, Rockribbed is the third one, 56 kilos. Ryan Millane will ride him from Barrier 5. He's paying $14 to win with PlayUp and $4.80 for the place. He will be first up on Saturday after being scratched a couple of weeks ago. Did well in the trial before then and is drawn well in this race. Pleased with him, very fit, works good, in good order. Trials have been good, jump outs have been good. I think he handles this sort of ground quite okay. He's a pretty adapt sort of horse. He'll race forward to the speed. He ticks a lot of boxes. I don't know if the market's got that last race right. I think that there's a bit of play there. I think I mentioned that with the race the other week, and I think it was at Class 6,000, was all over the place. And I think this last race, I don't know if the market's got it completely correct. I think you'll see a few changes in betting. I think they'll back a few horses here. He's one that's over the odds. He'll improve for the run. He'll just, I can't see him running anything other than a really nice race. And then we can probably find an absolute spot-on race for him. But it's a good kick-off point for him, but he's sort of a smoky. He'll definitely run well. Okay, how are you splitting those three? Millane goes on top, but it wouldn't shock me with Tock Queen. She could do anything, but the rain forecast for her doesn't. She is better on good ground. She should love a bit of sting out, paddly leggy thing she is, but she tends to like that good ground. So, but Millane goes on top. I know I keep talking about Millane. People probably going to get the shits with me because he hasn't won. It's going to be like you and Pallades. Well, maybe, but he hasn't won first up. He didn't win. He won first up, and then a few things went wrong with him. But I think you just got to ride him a certain way, switch him off, and finish off. And I know the horse is going super, so I'm really happy to stick with him again. Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who is your best winning chance at Eagle Farm on Saturday? I'm probably going to stick with my winning chance. I'm just going to give you a couple of each ways. I think that's where the prices are for us. I'd be shocked if the 2-year-old doesn't run top 3. I really like him. Boomtown Boss? Yeah, I think there's a few nice each way plays on the day. Hidden Wealth, I just can't see how he won't run well. Forget about the Gold Coast meeting. Geez, you put that straight to the back of your mind that day. Form out of that will be horrific. So we're not worried about that. So I think he's a massive improver. He's going super. And the other each-way horse I really like on the day as well, I think Rising Pacific.
Okay.
I like him second up, out to the mile. He's come on. He looks so much better.
Really good.
He's really on the way forward in his prep. And we just saw what he could do going through these types of grades last prep. So I think he's as well. So I think we've got a really good team in. There's a lot of good open betting races Saturday. Obviously big fields. We don't know the entirety of the makeups yet of where they're all going to start from, just through the amount of emergencies in most races. So I think the picture and the betting picture will be a lot clearer post-scratching time at 7:30 on Saturday.
Yep.
But I think the stable's in for a really good day. We had a great day yesterday, 3 winners, and possibly should have had a few more at Doomben. I think we're going to have a really good day on Saturday again.
Okay. Now you're best at the provincials over the next few days, Toowoomba Saturday and the Sunshine Coast on Monday. Sunday?
Sunday, Sunshine Coast Sunday. Not sure we'll get there with rain forecast, and as soon as we get a drop up there now, we go to a poly track, which is exceptionally disappointing. So I'll probably leave the provincials alone. Toowoomba Saturday night. I think you're making me crazy. If we go to Toowoomba with her, she can be a big improver, and she should be okay prices. But we don't get much luxury in price of our horses up there. But I think she's a big improver. She was way below ridden back first start at midweek. She's got the ability to win a midweek maiden, so she should be competitive at Toowoomba. Okay,
your best track worker this week?
This week, Timor worked pretty good Tuesday morning. We had the A-grass open here. We had a really good morning out there. Rising Pacific was great. I worked him in company in behind him, mate, which is unusual for him. So I wanted to just make sure he had enough for the mile. I thought he was brilliant. Star of Chaos was great. Quite a few good workers there Tuesday morning. There was nothing that's running Saturday that I wasn't happy with, that's for sure.
Okay. And your performance from the stable for the week?
I could say that the stewards at Bodez that have the protest, but I won't. I won't say that. That's best left.
That's a touch controversial.
Yeah, it's best left not spoke about. There's a lot of people upset about that.
One or two people.
Yeah, for sure. But so take that out of the equation. Best performance of the week. I just loved being back at the races yesterday at Doomben. I really liked Typhoon Tavi yesterday. I think she was my performance. I love the way she just improved off that first up run. And Talia Fenn, a little shout out to her this morning. She's doing a great job. 3 kilo. They come down from Rockhampton. They don't get a lot of start because they've already burned a lot of their claim at the provincials up there, which I think's wrong. It should be a country provincial. It should be a country claiming circuit for the kids, not provincial, because they come here with no advantage. But she's got 3 kilos in town, and you saw the benefit of that with that mare yesterday.
Absolutely.
62 into 59. She was just so well placed and rode her to the letter.
Okay. It is time for Cav's Corner now, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He had a week to freshen up with the meeting being cancelled. He needs to freshen up. Let's see what he's come up with for us this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. Before I start with me multi, I'd like to wish David McGovern a belated birthday wishes. Happy birthday for the other day. Righto, on to the serious side of things. The tips. We'll go Sacred Feeling a Place into Star of Chaos, a win at Eagle Farm Saturday. Thank you.
So he's gone Sacred Feeling a Place into Star of Chaos, a win. That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it does. My only concern with Sacred Feeling, and it shouldn't really be a concern, is she is good on wet ground. We don't know what the track's going to be yet, but she's certainly very fit. Third up 1800. I think she's got a touch of quality about her. We've always thought that. She sort of showed that too last prep. So I think you'll see a big improvement off her. Neither of her first 2 runs have been bad, but you'll see that jump right up Saturday. So I quite like his multi. Star of Chaos, the price around her is I'm quite amused why she's $8. I'd be shocked if she doesn't start shorter.
Okay.
If she blows in the market, someone knows something I don't, because she looks and is working terrific. She's a big improver second up. She's a big, roomy mare who really improves for a run. And the yard watchers will see that on Saturday.
Okay. Just before we finish off, I believe you've got to wish a couple of people happy birthday for this week.
Yep, want to wish a belated happy birthday for David McGovern.
Happy birthday, David. Yep.
Yeah, one of our owners in quite a bunch of horses. Most notably is All That Pizzazz.
Go little Zazzle.
Yep. So happy belated birthday for you, mate, from last week. Hope you're back. We couldn't back any winners last week, could you really?
No.
But you can back many winners in Brisbane this week, we hope. And Darren Smith, really good supporter of Stowe, but also a really good mate. Happy birthday. It's his, I'm not going to say how old he is. Yeah, I am. It's his 50th today, Smithy.
Happy birthday, Darren.
Happy birthday, mate. Hope you have a great day. Hope everyone spoils you. and looking forward to your birthday party next week.
Yes. Well, good luck on a big day at Eagle Farm on Saturday. A lot of runners across the card and plenty of really good chances among them.
Yeah, really good day's racing. I think with 10 races, big fields, even with the wet, we'll still get good fields here. Horses backed up. Be a great betting day.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everyone.